In the annals of comic book history, few characters blur the line between satire and sincerity like Fighting American. Born from the minds of two of the industry's most legendary creators, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, Fighting American began as both a jab at Cold War paranoia and a sincere attempt to keep the patriotic superhero flame alive. Though not originally published under DC Comics, the character has seen multiple revivals and eventually found himself housed within the DC universe for a brief moment, adding another layer of complexity to this fascinating star-spangled crusader. Fighting American first burst onto the scene in Fighting American #1 in 1954, published by Prize Comics. Simon and Kirby had famously created Captain America for Timely Comics, which would later become Marvel. But by the 1950s, their relationship with Timely had soured. As the Cold War loomed and the Red Scare gripped America, patriotic superheroes experienced a resurgence. But this time, the threats were less about Nazis and more about communism. Seeing an opportunity and perhaps feeling the sting of losing creative control over Captain America, Simon and Kirby created Fighting American as both homage and critique. At first glance, Fighting American looked like a typical hero of the time: square jaw, bulging muscles, and a costume decked in red, white, and blue. But there was more going on beneath the surface. The character's origin story introduced readers to Nelson Flagg, the meek younger brother of America's greatest war hero, Johnny Flagg. After Johnny is assassinated by communist spies, the U.S. government transfers his mind into Nelson's bodies, transforming him into the ultra-patriotic Fighting American. Joined by his plucky teen sidekick Speed Boy, he wages a war not just on communism, but on absurdity itself. What made Fighting American unique was its tone. Unlike the grim earnestness of other Cold War-era comics, Simon and Kirby's creation quickly veered into satire. Villains had names like Poison Ivan, Hotsky Trotsky, and Doubleheader, a man with two arguing heads. The comic book was sharp, funny, and unapologetically camp, skewering both communism and the hysteria that surrounded it. It was superhero storytelling with a wink and a smirk, a deliberate contrast to the straight-laced propaganda being churned out by other publishers. Despite its bold creative vision, the series was short-lived, ending its original run after just 7 issues. The changing political climate, a crackdown on comic content due to the Comics Code Authority, and declining sales all played a role. Yet, Fighting American never fully disappeared. The character was revived several times over the decades, each time adapting to the political and cultural moment. In the 1990s, Fighting American saw a controversial revival through Rob Liefold's Awesome Entertainment, leading to legal battles with Marvel over the character's similarity to Captain America. Eventually, a compromise allowed the character to return in a series that leaned heavily into exaggerated action, muscle-bound aesthetics, and over-the-top storytelling, very much in line with 90s comic book trends. Fighting American eventually made a cameo appearance within the DC universe during the company's acquisition and licensing of certain characters for limited runs and multiverse arcs. While never a mainstay in DC's core continuity, his inclusion in special crossover events and collector's editions made him part of the extended comic book multiverse. His spirit of parody, patriotism, and punchy pulp fun found a place alongside more traditional heroes. Fighting American remains a symbol of comic book duality, a figure of idealism wrapped in satire, strength paired with self-awareness. He's a relic of the past and a reminder that even within the panels of costumed heroics, comics can be clever, subversive, and sharply reflective of the times. In today's climate of hyper-awareness and ideological extremes, Fighting American may be more relevant than ever, a star-spangled spoof with a serious uppercut.